yesterday. Now, that podcast won't actually debut for a week or so, maybe Monday, maybe a week from Monday. I'm not sure the exact schedule of it, but I obviously host First Things First with Brandon, so he gave us a little sneak preview, and you're going to have to take my word on it that Cam said he's not retiring, enjoyed his time in New England, that he felt the missing time due to COVID really set back his progress, that he feels healthy, and that he would be happy to return to New England. Now, that obviously has to be a two-way street, but I want to talk about Cam, and then I want to talk about the Patriots. Fact of the matter is this. Cam, who is one of my favorite athletes ever, did not look right. It looked like it was painful for him to throw the football the second half of the season. And I understand that for a lot of guys, understandably, we tried to give them special dispensation, not even special dispensation, just understanding COVID affects your body in different ways. But he looked fine except for when he was throwing the football. It was a massive concern. It didn't look like he didn't know the offense. It looked like his shoulder was in bad shape. Now, if the shoulder can get back to how it looked at the very beginning of the season, like against Seattle when he threw for almost 400 yards, then obviously he's a valuable player. But he was bad last season, and that's why I think for him, he needs to either go back to New England or maybe go to Washington. Because I think he needs to be somewhere this offseason where he has some sweat equity, where he might get the benefit of the doubt. Washington, obviously, Ron Rivera's there, and they don't have a quarterback either. No disrespect to Taylor Heineke, who they just signed to a 2-year, I think, $8 million deal. But I don't expect Cam to look great in the next few months. I don't know if he'll ever look great again, but if he is, I think it's going to take time. And I think it behooves him to be somewhere that the coaching staff has some respect for his work ethic, knows who he is, and will give him some leeway. And Belichick, while Belichick took him out of the game 3 separate times last year, he always started him. He always was clear, Cam's my quarterback, and he was effusive in his praise by Belichick standards for Cam's attitude, approach, and work ethic. So I think it would be in Cam's best interest, even though the Patriots obviously are bereft of weapons, to try to go back to New England. The question then is it in the Patriots' best interest to bring back a guy who 4 separate times last year threw for under 100 yards, only threw 8 touchdowns all year? My answer to that question is maybe. Who are the Patriots' other options? Stidham clearly is the exact guy he was when he was drafted, which is profiles as a career backup. Hoyer is older than me. We don't know if Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be available. Carson Wentz was the worst quarterback in football last year, and you'd have to give up, it would appear, some type of premium pick. You have the 15th pick of the draft. Whatever quarterback you draft there, almost assuredly you can't start week 1. I think an underrated story this offseason is, with all this potential quarterback movement, the Patriots could be left without a chair here. They could be looking around and in the exact same position they were in last year, which is taking a flyer on Cam Newton at the end of free agency. Because I don't know who is going to step in and play quarterback for the New England Patriots. And there were those rumors, Andrew Luck's going to come back and play for them. No, he's not. So while Brady just won his 7th Super Bowl and has all these weapons, Belichick in New England, they got to be asking themselves, do we have a better option than running it back with Cam? I'm not sure they do. I think it might actually fit well for both parties to have the 2015 MVP try to regain some of that form. Speaking of 2015 MVPs, Steph Curry.